Jinwoo is not only the strongest hunter ever, but the most powerful Rizzler in the entire multiverse. I mean, this guy has the strongest S-rank female hunter, haein, fall in love at first smell. The next demon monarch even wants a ride on his dragon.
Sensational.
Even Thomas Andrea, America's top-ranked hunter, wants to get physical with our goat. So since you and I both have no huzzes for Valentine's, let me tell you the story behind every girl that has a crush on Jinwoo. And there are a lot, like the video is like 20 minutes. And we're gonna start off with the OG, the one whom, in my opinion, Jinwoo fumbled.
I totally agree.
Because every other girl on this list only cared for our GOAT after his winter arc of reawakening. Yet Joohee was there when Jinwoo was a mere beta E rank hunter. Now, you might think, oh, it's probably because she herself was a low ranker.
Nope.
Joohee is a highly sought after B rank hunter. However, due to her anxiety over entering high ranked dungeons, she would venture into lower ones. This is where she met Jinwoo, because normally a B rank would never even come in contact with an E-class hunter due to them being in the mining team or the hauling team in higher ranked raids. For a long time, the two would keep bumping into each other as they kept entering dungeons. This is how their friendship blossomed. Jinwoo, of course, had to risk his life barely being able to kill mere goblins for the sake of his family. In fact, when Joohee wasn't there for a raid, bro almost got killed, and of course, the Huzz was rightfully upset. However, this very act of Jinwoo risking his life over and over again, Joohee found it to be the most courageous of all hunters. So time and time again, she would always heal our boy after yelling at him. She cared so much for Jinwoo's well-being that when he sent in the final vote to enter the second dungeon, she crashed out on him for risking his life this much. But she also saw this as an opportunity, as she told Jinwoo that he has to take her out on a date if they end up surviving. Only then would Joohee forgive him. And yet Jinwoo didn't even answer her, making the Huzz think that he didn't want her company. But Joohee's love and care for the future monarch didn't waver, as she overexerted herself to the point of coughing up blood just to heal Jinwoo's injuries. She even refused to leave Jinwoo in the statue room alone because at least one person had to keep an eye on them for the rest to escape. Joohee would rather die with Jinwoo than to leave him behind. But Jinwoo refused, as he had to fulfill his own promise to her, which was to take her out for a meal. So he handed her his essence stone and told her to go out and buy herself a meal with it. If he made it out alive, Jinwoo promised, keep this in mind, he promised to come back and collect the change. While Joohee cried angrily, she was distracted enough to allow Song to knock her out and escape the dungeon. This is clear evidence that Joohee loved our GOAT, right? But what does Jinwoo do after surviving the double dungeon? Does he give a call to the only hunter who even looked his way? Nope. Bro even forgot about his promise about coming to pick up the change from her. Jinwoo for real said, I got other huzzes that want me now. Get this bitch out of my sight.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
Let me just give you the perspective here, alright? Jinwoo showed up during the stone golem incident, which Joohee was also part of, and does he say hello? Nope. Kills the stone golem like a Sigma and just dips. Honestly, I feel so bad for Joohee. She got done dirty, and we gotta admit that this was the only decision by Jinwoo we can't agree on. It gets even worse though, because she kept going on dungeon raids, probably hoping to bump into Jinwoo again. As when Joohee found herself answering a raid request from the Hunters Association for a D-rank dungeon, she was surprised to find all the survivors from the double dungeon incident. The moment she laid eyes on him, Woo, she was stun-locked, as he wasn't frail or timid anymore. He stood before her, strong, confident, and completely healed. Then we learned that she had tried to find him after the incident, but it was almost like bro had vanished. Basically, he ghosted her after more baddies started swiping right on him.
We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good lord.
She was even afraid of the prisoners who were participating in the raid, and the only thing that gave her comfort was that Jinwoo was there with her, but he doesn't even look her way. This raid would be the nail in the coffin for Joohee X Jin Woo, as she made a decision. She returned the essence stone Jinwoo had given her back at the double dungeon, telling him that she was retiring as a hunter. She could no longer deny deny the truth. She did not belong in this world of life and death. Instead, she planned to return home to her parents in Busan. As they parted, she gave Jinwoo one final promise. If he ever found himself in Busan, he should give her a call and she would treat him to sushi. Did he ever give her a call when he was in Busan? Nope, he did not give her a call.
You donkey!
Despite never getting a chance to see Jinwoo arise from the bedsheets, Joohee luckily gets to live a normal life of a nurse after Jinwoo uses the cup of reincarnation. They even share one last encounter and she asks him if they knew each other, which he completely denies, by the way.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Honestly, Joohee, I know you still single in Ragnarok protecting Busan with the Knights Guild, so here's my Discord. ABD said hit me up, I'll go get sushi with you, like right now. I'll leave the house right now, just hit me up, thank you.
Shut your stupid
But let's move on from the only fumble of Jinwoo, as after he reawakened, everyone was after his big black shadow. Just at the hospital, the nurse Choi Yura was in awe at the new vessel of the Shadow Mom, literally handing bro her number after taking one peek at his new abs and corrected posture. That is aura right there. Yet Jinwoo had only just begun, as my man's Rizz doesn't stop at nurses, cause he even gets the attention of Hang Sung-yi. But this is where we find out that Jinwoo did not join the Diddy party, as although Sung-yi and all the other girls at his sister's school were instantly rizzed by Jinwoo, he wasn't rizzed by them. That's a big distinction.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Instead, Jinwoo decides to help her understand the hunter life and make sure she stays in school. So he reaches out to the White Tiger Guild and got him and Sung-yi into one of their training exercises. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a red gate, leaving them stranded in the Elvenwood. Luckily, my man stood on business, taking out the Frost Elves and protecting Sung-yi. This experience made her realize that being a hunter just wasn't her thing, and so she went back to school. While Jinwoo doesn't have any romantic feelings for her, Sung-yi for sure does, so she's on this list. However, while we're on the Red Gate incident, we should talk about another girl who immediately saw Jinwoo and wanted him. Park Haejin. She's a B rank hunter under the White Tigers Guild, and just like Jinwoo and Sung-yi, she got trapped in the Red Gate too. But she recognized Jinwoo's aura and Rizz instantly, that he was the true Alpha and Sigma, as when Kim Chol asked for volunteers to help clear the gate, she decided to not go and stick with an A rank hunter, but instead with the E rank Jinwoo. She knew this man was him at a glance, and that her chances of survival were far better by sticking with our GOAT. After Jinwoo showed his true power, she totally wanted the big black shadow. It was frozen down there, alright?
What do you mean by that?
Nah, cut that. This worked out for Haejin though, as she's one of the 5 survivors of the incident, even staying in contact with Sung-yi and helped evacuate citizens during Rakhan's rampage in the Monarch War. It's not just broke nobodies that want Jinwoo though, as next up we have Jinho's cousin, Yoo Soohyun, a celebrity and A rank hunter. She's also the only other member of Jinwoo's guild, Haejin, after Jinho. Now, why did she join his guild? Well, because she was working for the Sung Jinwoo, Korea's 10th S rank hunter. Like, bro, if I was a girl and I had this glorious king ask me to join the organization, I would be bending over backwards just to get an intern level position.
Bro, if I was a girl, legs wide open, bro.
First, Soohyun thought Jinho was scamming her, but she was dead wrong. She even begs Jinwoo to take a selfie with him, which makes her Instagram blow up due to all the other huzzes freaking out about Jinwoo having a girlfriend. Especially Jinwoo's future wife Haein, who thought she was about to lose her Pookie to this new rich baddie. But Jinwoo's Rizz doesn't just extend to humans, no. Even the demons want a piece of him. Look no further than the future demon monarch Esil, a demon noble and the princess of the Radiru clan. Jinwoo first encounters her on the floor 80th of the demon castle dungeon. Here, he easily defeated all of her platoon after killing her knights and and on the brink of death, Esil surrendered and begged for mercy. In reality, this was a group sent by her father to eliminate Jinwoo, who held domain over this floor. After getting a permit to pass through, Esil watched in awe as Jinwoo slaughtered every enemy that came his way, including the Demon King Baran's clone on floor 100. It was from this moment that Esil realized she had found her man, as without Baran, Esil's clan was now head of the entire demon race. So at this point, the demon realm was pretty much fully loyal to him, Woo. And the most loyal is of course Esil. So loyal in fact that after Jinwoo abruptly left her without even saying a proper farewell, she can't keep him off her mind. As we learn in the new Hunter Origins comic for Solo Leveling Arise, whether she plays the piano, reads books, all she can think about is Jinwoo. Like words all turn into Jinwoo. But Jinwoo shows back up in the demon realm asking for the Radish clan. Esil doesn't even care that he misspelled the clan name. She just starts bawling her eyes out because she could feel his aura again. However, after Jinwoo has his meal and tests out Beru's combat abilities, he says he's leaving again. This time, Esil can't let her Pookie go that easily though, so she confesses her feelings to him. We don't get a resolution for this, but we know Jinwoo comes back and marries Haein instead, so it was definitely a rejection, which I myself am very familiar with. However, Esil hasn't given up on getting in bed with a Sung though. As in Solo Leveling Ragnarok, she's a member of Jinwoo's son's party. In the sequel, not only is everyone she loves dead, but her powers are drained. Luckily for her, she ends up becoming the strongest demon ever, claiming the title of the Monarch of Gluttony while being captivated by Jinwoo's son. I mean, hey, if you can't get with the father, get with the son. Am I right? Am I right, chat?
Yeah, boy.
However, Jinwoo has room for everyone, regardless of gender. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, he attracted the world's #1 hunter, Thomas Andre. Huh? Let me cook. Look at this, okay? He was even making bets on Jinwoo surviving the Tokyo Gate incident without ever meeting him. And for a while, the series was setting up a full-blown fight between the two. The reasoning we get in the show is that Thomas didn't want to lose Hwang Dong-soo, an S-rank hunter that wanted to kill Jinwoo due to what he did to his younger brother. But when Jinwoo refused, they duked it out. But let's be real, guys. Thomas Andre wanted to spar with our GOAT so bad, he was getting bricked up over the idea of getting physical with the Shadow Monarch. Like, he was dreaming about it. When he was getting beaten to the brink of death with just Jinwoo's bare muscular hands, he was enjoying it. I mean, he even asks Laura for Jinwoo's number and asks him if they can get a bite to eat sometime. That bro literally asked him Woo out, okay? I don't know how else you can read that.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
But if we're being honest with ourselves, the biggest Jinwoo simp in the series isn't Thomas Andre, Esil, or even his own wife. It's Beru. From the moment this man was embarrassed by Jinwoo as the Ant King and turned into a Shadow Soldier, he's been sucking our Shadow Monarch off every second he can get. He glazes Jinwoo more than me. That's a record. That's crazy. My guy wears an apron, like he's ready for his hubby to come home from work so he can give him 5-course meal. In reality, Beru is easily one of Jinwoo's best soldiers, playing a huge role in pretty much all of the series' major conflicts. The Monarch War, the final battle against Antares, the second Monarch War, and now the battle against the Outer Gods, where he was the main commander of Jinwoo's forces until he had to come back to help Suho protect Earth. He's been alongside Jinwoo this entire time. Like, he even played the role of Jinwoo's wife by babysitting Suho when he was a kid. But now, let's talk about the huz who Jinwoo actually wifed up, Haein. She first met Jinwoo when he was mining in an A-rank dungeon owned by the Hunters Guild, and what attracted her to him? Shockingly, not his insanely good looks or strength, but his smell. This is important because her sense of smell is incredibly heightened, and all hunters have this sort of uncanny smell to them due to their mana. But Jinwoo smelt of nothing, which was a new concept for Cha. After learning his name due to his ID and his low rank, she she vowed to find out all she could about Jinwoo. And after witnessing him demolish the high orcs, she knew she had found the one. Like, she even tried to join Jinwoo's guild, knowing that she was the vice commander of Korea's best guild, which would destroy their image. But she didn't care. All she wanted was her Shadow Monarch. Obviously, the two would become friends over the course of the story, not only as comrades in arms, but lovers. Like, they spent a whole date and night together in a remote cabin before Jinwoo left for the final war. But for as much of a Jinwoo simp that Haein is, Jinwoo is low-key a bigger simp for her, as afterwards, he uses the cup of reincarnation to reset time. Jinwoo encounters her again outside of an ice cream shop. After winning her track youth prelims at the cost of straining her leg, she meets Jinwoo. She's incredibly frustrated, but that suddenly all goes away. Despite time being reset, her mana sensitivity is still functional, making his scent more fragrant than others. After Jinwoo treats her leg, the two make a bet that she can't beat him in a race. Of course, being the Shadow Monarch, Jinwoo smokes her, which instead turns Cha to train so hard that she ends up getting gold in the Olympics and becomes a sports celebrity. After her win, she goes off the radar, spending her days in solitude with Jinwoo. During this time, Jinwoo finally reveals his big black shadow to her, leading to Haein becoming pregnant with their son. However, as the baby grows, the power it holds by being the descendant of the Shadow Monarch causes Cha's body to start breaking down, prompting Jinwoo to develop a new way to fix a human vessel, healing Haein enough that their son could be born. Now, during Ragnarok, Jinwoo and Haein are separated once again, as during their 15th anniversary, Jinwoo had to go fight against the Etrums in outer space, while Haein stayed to help the Ice Elves survive and find a way back to her home. It's been 5 years since the two have met. Speaking of other universes though, there is one more girl who fell for Jinwoo. I'm talking about his sister Jin-ah, as we move on to the events of sister leveling. Yes, in this timeline, as Jinwoo reawakened, a new Rizz leveling system was activated, prompting him to pick up a route to become the Rizz Monarch.
What?
However, accidentally, Jinwoo picked the stepsister route, which causes Jin-ah to become a stepsis who wants Jinwoo to raid her dungeon.
Sid, that's not canon. End the video, bro. Just end it.
What do you mean that's not canon? I saw it on Reels and it was voice acted and like everything looked hella real, bro.
Not everything on the internet is real, bro. I'm doing the outro now.
Nah, it's... Bro, why are you taking my mic away? What the hell?
If you enjoyed this video, watch the video where we go over the entire love story of Jinwoo and Haein.